We all know how important beginnings are, right? Especially for something as huge as, well, marriage.
Absolutely. Getting off on the right foot is crucial.
So today we're going to take a closer look at the Islamic guidelines for engagement. It's often called khitbah.
Kippah.
Yeah, and our sources really give us a framework for understanding this first step towards marriage in Islam.
They do. It's quite detailed.
Our aim here is really to unpack the main ideas, the sort of key principles and recommendations from Islamic teachings for this time.
Sounds good. So kittah itself, think of it as the formal proposal step, where a man asks for a woman's hand.
Okay, the proposal.
But it's more than just asking. It's meant to be a specific period, a time for both people to really get to know one another.
To figure out if they're actually a good match.
Exactly. Before they commit to the actual marriage contract, the akud.
And this is something encouraged in Islam.
Yes, it's permissible.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually based on the practice of the Prophet Muhammad himself, peace and blessings be upon him. So it has strong roots.
Right. So once a couple is engaged, what does Islam say about how they should, interact? Are there specific guidelines?
Oh, definitely. And this is where you really see the emphasis on respect and boundaries.
Okay.
Even though they've agreed, okay, let's consider marriage, Islamically speaking, they're still non-mahram.
Non-mahram, meaning they're not close relatives where marriage is forbidden, so the usual rules apply.
Precisely. The general rules for interaction between unrelated men and women, they still hold true during the engagement period.
So things like needing to avoid being completely alone together, that still applies.
Absolutely. That concept of khalwa, being in a private place where, a third person couldn't easily see or join them, that's to be avoided.
Right, khalwa. Okay.
It helps prevent situations that could become compromising. And importantly, any physical intimacy is also not permitted at this stage.
Okay, no physical intimacy. What about just seeing each other? Or, talking? How does that work?
Looking at each other is allowed, yeah. But within limits.
Limits.
Well, the purpose should be genuinely trying to assess compatibility for marriage. So prolonged staring or looking with lustful intent, that wouldn't be appropriate.
Makes sense. And communication. Conversations.
Communication is definitely permissible. Actually, it's encouraged.
Oh.
You need to talk about things related to the potential marriage, get to know each other's values, expectations, that sort of thing.
But there are boundaries there, too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it should be within appropriate limits. Focus on what's necessary for deciding about marriage. Avoid, just long, rambling chats about nothing or getting overly personal beyond what's needed.
Right, keeping it purposeful. Now, what if during this time they realize, actually, this isn't going to work?
That's understood in Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Either person, the man or the woman, has the right to end the engagement if they find they aren't compatible after all.
And that's okay. There's no blame.
It's considered acceptable, yes. No blame is attached. It's seen as much wiser to end an engagement than to go into a marriage that might already have foundational issues.
So it really, really comes down to the intention behind it all, doesn't it?
Exactly. That's fundamental. The whole basis of the engagement should be a sincere, genuine intention to marry, according to Islamic guidance.
That focus on sincerity seems key.
It really is. It's a core part of ethics in Islam,
Mm-hmm.
and it guides this really significant step towards building a family. It reflects the kind of values we often discuss here on Deen Signal, focusing on that core purpose.
Okay, so wrapping this up, our deep dive today really shows that engagement, or khitbah in Islam, it's a permitted first step.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes with clear guidelines focused on respect, maintaining those boundaries we talked about, and crucially, having sincere intentions for marriage.
Perfectly put. Understanding these principles really helps people navigate that path to marriage in a way that feels right, that aligns with the teachings, and hopefully builds a strong foundation.
Definitely gives you something to think about. Here's a question maybe for you, the listener. How might truly understanding the purpose behind these engagement guidelines actually lead to more thoughtful decisions in relationships and maybe a stronger start to marriage itself?
That's a great question to ponder.
Something to consider. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.